I'm back to my channel and welcome. And today's chat is about a TV series from the 70s. What was on the ITV, and this is the series. It was called Timeslip, and I think it's a counterpart to Doctor Who, because this was it was a children's program. The first story is The Wrong End of Time. Second story is The Time of the Ice Box. Third story is The Year of the Burn Up. And the fourth story, The Day of the Clown. Now, I'll read a bit about it. When a young girl vanishes near a discerned national station in St. Oswald, a fictional series of events is set in motion, which sends teenagers Simon and Liz back and forward in time. It's also a reawakening the nightmares facing by Liz's father, who was stationed there at the time as his father commanding officer turned up in St. Allwoods, seeking answers to the situation and creating questions about his true motions. So, as we go through, on the picture, that's some clips from the different stories. So, let's see. That's the first one, and there's the clips on there, and there's that is Simon, and the first one is the teenager Sandra enters a private but deserted military defence field. Hearing a strange noise, she moves to the post where there had once been a tall fence. A farmer who has been sleeping in the field calls to her, but she is mesmerised by the sound. She falls out to an invisible barrier and suddenly vanishes. So that's a part of that story. That's the story called the Wrong End of Time. Now the next story, because it's like it continued, you can see the first part of that. The next story is The Time of the Icebox. An incredible distant Tyler, I think, convinces young Simon to return through the time barrier again. The wish of Liz's parents. When Liz follows him, the two time travellers find themselves mistaken for scientists' guinea pigs at an Arctic research base 20 years in the future, where the officer's base commander appeared on the visual of the nerve breakdown, on the verge of a nervous breakdown. So, if you can see the pictures of the second story, and then we have our third and fourth, because these was only short stories. They wasn't very long. This it only ran in the 70s. So there's what's the name, Liz? There's Liz in the front to her, and that, and the two stories. And there's pictures from the 2 episodes. So as we continue with these, with the next volume of this is story 3 and 4. The year of burning, escape from the dire icebox. Simon and Liz are transported to the by the time barrier to an alternative 1990 where the technology civilization mirrors of a science project has resulted in a breakdown of the planet, causing as criticism. As the Earth faces disaster from a growing heat, Simon is forced to confront not just his own personality, personal future, but also an elderly science Thailand bent on revenge against those who betrayed him. And that's the first story. And then we come to our final story, The Day of the Clone. Returning to the present day, Liz is kidnapped by Simon. Simon's search for her leads him to the Government Research Centre, run by Tyler, and escape through the time barrier. The teenagers find themselves back at the centre, but 5 years in the past. Then they are surprised to discover not just Morgan C. declared from the icebox, but also a very different Charles Tarlem. And that's the last one. And there's Liz, I think. There's that. And this is, they only had 4 episodes of these stories, as you can see in the back. And it wasn't a very long series. It was like ATV, but the ATV network produced it. The Timeslip complete collection this is, and it only had 4 stories, and I think it was like a like equivalent to Doctor Who, but in a different way. But it was a children's program, but that didn't last very long because it was short-lived series. So this is my little chat about Timeslip, a classic 70s series, and here's where I'll say a fond farewell for now. And if you enjoy this little chat about a classic TV series from the 70s on the ITV network, and you want to continue to follow me, you're welcome. And I'll bid you a fond farewell, and take care of one another and look after each other and be safe wherever you are and whenever you watch this. So I'll say a fond farewell for now.